Yeah, hi, I'm Paul Archer. That's paularcher.com. I read a little article in the newspaper this morning. It's one of these little magazines, and it really made me think about PowerPoint slides. It was about kiddies' parties, how to organise a kiddies' party. By the way, it's freezing cold out here, that's why I've got the hat on and the gloves. Just been for a run with the dogs. And how to organise children's parties. Now, I'm talking about like little ones, like 3-4-year-olds. And one thing that amazed me is that kids like repetition. And it said, don't come up with fancy games, just do the same old games. And do them time and time again, because kids love repetition. And that made me think actually about adults as well, because we don't, do we? When my children were very young, they'd watch a Disney film time and time again. Now they'll only watch a film once. Adults like to have variety, it's the way we are. So why then do we always insist upon bullet-laden, text-laden PowerPoint slides when doing training? And this hit home to me this week with some training that I was doing. And even seasoned trainers use PowerPoint decks all the time, creating this repetitive, reading out bullets kind of training environment, which is really, really dull. So why do we do it? Well, we do it because of a number of reasons. Number one, we're sent, aren't we? We're sent to do them. Imagine the acronym SENT. S, for example. The reason we use PowerPoint slides is because we're told to do it by our compliance people or by our training managers or whatever it is. It's also easy as well to use PowerPoint because we start off, don't we, by going to PowerPoint as the first step in organising our training. N is notes. We use them for notes. We make it easier because we don't need to remember what to say, because our notes, of course, are on the PowerPoint. So there's plenty of reasons why we use PowerPoint as professional trainers, but I don't think we should. I think we should abolish PowerPoint, but if you're going to use it, here's some ideas for you. First of all, if you're going to use PowerPoint itself, use the multimedia facilities. I got a piece of software recently that allows me to download YouTube videos. YouTube videos, of course, allow you to put anything on the screen, and you can very quickly put these onto PowerPoint. YouTube videos will be great ways of using multimedia. Use the Smart Art facility. There's a thing called Smart on PowerPoint, which allows you to do graphics and more visual-based stuff, rather than just reams and reams of text, which really are dull and boring. Don't start with PowerPoint. Think about your training course and evolve it around the objectives, and then use PowerPoint as part of your multimedia. Don't start designing your training course using PowerPoint to start off with. So there's a few ideas. Some other ideas for you. If you've got a load of technical information that you need to train, and most trainers have to at some point, think about other ways in which you can do it. For example, give them the technical information on sheets of paper and let them read it. And then let groups do things with that information. For example, ask them to do a presentation based on the content. That's pretty dull, isn't it? But it works. Get them to draw a giant mind map on the wall, for example. That's another way you can do it. Get them to do a debate based around the content itself. Get them to do cartooning or pictograms or images on flip chart paper based around the content. So get them to read the content, digest it. Get them to ask questions on each group, for example, based upon the content. There's various things you can do rather than just going to PowerPoint. So think about your kids, think about parties. Yeah, go for repetition then, of course, but adults don't like repetition. I'm Paul Archer, that's paularcher.com. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning here in Gloucestershire. It's really, really cold, frozen solid out there, so it's been a lovely run, and the two dogs have had a great time. So let me just show you the two dogs over there. There's Brody, there's Florence. You can just about see them in the distance there. They look rather exhausted, don't they? So that's it from me. I'll speak to you next week. Bye.